Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend. Hey, hello, welcome back to Tim Friend. It's me, Tim, I'm your friend, and we are getting ready to ramble here at Fire Emblem 7, Fire Emblem Rekka no Ken. And we're continuing through Lynn's story on hard mode. I've done some research in between recording sessions, and the original plan was to go after Lynn's story. There's another story, which I probably told you is a thing, but if you didn't, or if I didn't, there's another story after she wins, where we get to either go with Eliwood or Hector, and we were originally going to go do Eliwood's hard mode, because I had just finished Eliwood's normal mode, but we're actually going to do Hector normal, because apparently it's roughly the same difficulty, but doing it will also unlock Hector hard mode, which is the hardest one in the game, I guess. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we rejoin our heroes, Lynn and Sane, the only two characters that matter, except for Florina, we can't forget her, with our party of cuties. They're in a town. This tutorial actually deals with some pretty heavy themes. We'll see what I'm talking about. Hopefully at the end of this episode I'll be able to just blast through this chapter, because it's pretty easy. It's just not short. Lynn is going to another place in Lycia, the country where Kaylin is sort of a state in there. And she's trying to get supplies, but then stuff goes wrong. Wow, crazy. And Sane is a goofball. Look at that lovable goof. All these green people looking back and forth. Look at them. Wait. The castle is burning. I mean, looks pretty normal, but Fire Emblem. What? Good job, Sane. Really attentive. What are those men doing? And what's that Santa Claus back there with the green bag? Green cloak, white bag. Oh, it's this guy. I feel like they use his sprite multiple times throughout at least they use that picture multiple times throughout the game. We'll see. I won't remember it. Here comes Wrath, state-sanctioned cool guy who comes up and gets a scripted crit. I'm glad they kept that crit in, or it might have broken the game. Apparently that guy was an assassin who got to scream twice before dying. And then Lynn's like, an arrow? That's crazy. Apparently Wrath is behind her now. She's looking over her shoulder. That's an incredible neck swivel you've got there, Lynn. As much as I love you, it's really weird that you can turn your head all the way around like an owl. Also, her hair does not look great there. It's kind of really long. Her hair is long, but that made it look really long. This man saved me. Well, there's another ellipsis. Wrath is the prince of ellipsis. He's not the king of ellipses. Ellipsoids? Elysium. There's one more character who's even more elliptical, and we're not going to meet him till much later. But it's really incredible. There's a lot of ellipses. Anyway, Wrath is also Saiyan, much just like Lynn, and so he saves her because he's like, oh, well, I thought I saw Saiyan. She's like, I am Saiyan, just half Saiyan. He's like, well, okay. It turns out he works for the ruler of this castle, and sort of like the captain of the guard. But he'll tag along and hang out. And even though their tribes are different, he won't abandon a woman of Sassay. They exchange their traditional curses or whatever, greetings. Anyway, this clever fellow robbed a generic woman's house. Do you remember her? Remember her from the shrine? Yeah, she lives here, apparently. She made the journey right behind us. Maybe ahead of us, because she's already got a house over here. But he's just sitting in a house to watch the fight. I wonder if we get to recruit him. It's still technically the tutorial chapters, so it's going to be a little ham-handed with it. But it's okay. It's okay with a little ham. Little ham ain't hurt nobody, except a pig. Alright, this one is the tutorial about opening doors and chests, which is why we're going to get our thief, Matthew. Spoiler alert for this turn. Come on, Wrath, you do it. Pop in. Can I talk to you for a moment? Blah, blah, blah. He's supposed to talk to Lynn there, but screw that. Almost made a swear. And this, I want to hear. Tim, you might ask, you swear? You only say fuck every third word. And I'd be like, fucking shut up, you goddamn dickhole son of a bitch. And I'm sorry. I mean, you're my friend. I shouldn't talk to you that way. It's really rude. Oh, jeez. I feel bad. I shouldn't have said those things to you. Alright. We've got some mercenaries here that should be delicious pickings for Florina. How you doing, Florina? Oh, alright. Well, let's chip away at them. A little chip. The friggin' Tostitos. Blam. You know what, Kent? You're okay. I really bad-mouthed on you in the first session, but, you're really good for one thing. And, you know, that's better than credit than I gave you earlier. You're really good at setting up other people to kill stuff. The valuable people, like Florina. Go Florina. She's the best. Go Florina. Beats the rest. That was a 90s white rap for you. Did you like it? I won't be doing any more. But if you liked it, please like me on Showtime, the Showtime network. I'm not on there, but you can give me like a little write into the station and be like, hey, Tim friend, he's got some good lyrics right there. And Showtime's like, we don't do that. We're a TV show. And I'm like, you're not MTV? And then they ask to talk to my mother, and I say, you don't need to talk to my mother. I'm 18. And then they hang up the phone. But that wasn't Irk. You got the minimum requirement for an okay level. Magic and speed. I'll take it. I'm just not going to enjoy it. Matthew opens doors. It's kind of cool. He's going to be super valuable for a long time. Until we get our other thief. And then our third thief. We get a lot of thieves. It's weird. I mean, one doesn't start out as a thief. He starts out as the Ellipsis King. But, I mean, he's still technically kind of a thief, I guess. He can still open doors. He can still open locks. He can still have bagels and locks. Let's see what's got. Sane will obviously kill everything. Let's use Florina, though, because it's a spear. It's just a soldier. Look at this little mook. Little mook over here. He's got a pretty boring portrait. I mean, he's just a standard enemy, but even for that, it was kind of boring. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You're my friend. We just get each other, you know? We just get each other. Lynn, go stand on that. Oh, look. This is a mechanic they introduced that never happens again in the freaking series. I mean, I don't know if in the series, but at least it never happens again in this game. Is people standing on switches to make things happen. Matthew gets to open this chest. An angelic robe. Alright, this is important. Who are we going to use this on? Maybe Lynn? Ugh, maybe Florina. An angelic robe increases the HP of whoever uses it by 7. So it's really cool. I think there's only like 2 of them in the game. There might be a little more since we're going Hector's route. But it's very, very, very important. Because they can really beef up our people with a lighter constitution. You know, people that are still in monarchies and don't have... that was a stupid joke that I just made. Don't think about that one too hard. It's just... ugh. Alright, I won't do that again. Oh god, don't leave me. Don't leave me here in this house. I need a friend. And you need a friend. A Tim friend. Whew, branding. Did you like that? I didn't either. Bad taste in my mouth. Alright, we'll start piling everyone into this room. I'm gonna be pretty careful, just because we don't wanna... We're still doing an Iron Man mode after all. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, but that's still definitely a thing that's happening, is we're doing an Iron Man mode. And, that's right, it's gonna be really sad, if I lose someone in the freaking prologues. I mean, I call it the prologue, it's also the tutorial. It's Lynn's story, it's all interchangeable if you're getting confused by what I'm talking about. If you're not getting confused by what I'm talking about, then I'm sorry for wasting your ear time. Which is a sentence that didn't make sense before now, because now I made it up, so it's real. Oh, look, there's a soldier in there. Kill him too, Florina. Stab. Whip, whip, whip. Whew. Stab. Good job, Lorena. I really like the Pegasus Knight animation. I mean, I don't know if I brought that up last time, but I still do. I really like it. It's really cool. It makes it feel like they're flying around. Like in Fire Emblem Awakening, the most recent one, the Pegasus Knights are on the ground and they just sort of like hop. No, they're not on the ground, are they? They just kind of float. But it doesn't feel like they're like soaring. It just feels like they're there. They're just kind of hovering. And that's boring. That's snooze-lose time. I don't like snooze-lose time. That's my least favorite time of day. 663. Well. Oh god. Say your prayers for me, folks. If that boss moves, I might be losing a homie. But I can make it safer, actually, by rescuing Urk. We're babying him a little bit, because I do want to test to see if he turns into a good Urk, which I haven't had in years. So, I think the only good Urk I had was, like, the first time I played through this game. And it's impossible to know whether that's true or not, because the first time I played through this game was in friggin' middle school. Gosh dang, I'm really old now, and it's scaring me. I don't want to be old. I want to be young forever. Forever young, you might say. That's the joke noise. All right, we'll call that for an episode. And next episode of Tim Friend, we'll open this chest and we'll kill this knight, and then we'll stand where he was standing, because apparently that's how to open doors, even though he's keeping the door closed by standing on it. Fire Emblem logic next time on Tim Friend.